Welcome to Utopia, favored ones. Come on in and take a seat at the round table, and we'll get right into it. I'm Kymmy, your reader, and today's topic is going to be on a few messages, but most of all, I was getting videos and memes of matching tattoos on my timeline, and I was like, whatever, that's not too much. But then when I went to my dentist today to get a cleaning, I saw two best friends with matching tattoos on the way there. So I was like, that's definitely a confirmation that for the collective. So some of you may be getting a new tattoo or dental work done. People want to get matching tattoos with you. It could be a logo, a family crest, an inside joke between best friends, and for some of you, even it's a memorial tattoo, condolences on your loss. And that's a beautiful way to immortalize their memory. Um, I'm. It also brought up a conversation I had with one the other tarot readers in my comment section around Astra equinox time, and I had posted a gothic bunny. So some of you may be goth, or really bunnies could be important to you. Whenever I think about bunnies, I think about cloud watching. So a lot of you may be into conspiracies on looking at the clouds, finding out what their meanings are. You know that there's cloud people and cloud fairies, as well as like the deeper stuff with the government, with cloud seeding and changing the environment. So there's a lot of different things to delve into, but overly, I feel like people just really vibe with you at this time. The fact that you're real and you're willing to go deep into conversations, and you aren't scared to talk about things that may have some stigmatism behind it, or that are a bit taboo. You're not worried about talking about those subjects, so it makes people feel really relaxed and like they can be themselves around you. Yeah, a lot of you could have been getting some dental work. I got a polish done too, so I'm getting a message that you are polishing up and buffing out parts of your skill. You're really getting polished, like you're set for your performance. If you're a musician, your set is really polished and people are really impressed by that. Some people may have not even been expecting that from you. Maybe you don't seem like the type that would get tattoos. Um, but maybe they were like surprised that you're into that, and it made you more relatable. That's the message I'm getting here for today. The topic today is that you're relatable. People really relate to you. I actually, when I was out the other day, someone like just pointed at me and they're like, do you rave? You look like you rave. So I definitely have done some raving in my time, not overly. I haven't been to too many festivals or anything like that. I was a very big homebody in my 20s and everything, so, and younger years. But yeah, are some people are starting to gravitate towards you. The people who are meant to be in your life are gravitating towards you. They're like, hey, you look like you'd be a lot of fun. You look like you're relatable. And that's so wonderful to have people find that you're relatable is beautiful, because on a soul level you're resonating, right? And a lot of you could be pulling in some soulmates towards you. And like, as I believe, as you will see inside of my new podcast with my co-host Vanna from Soulshine Experience, that that I believe we have multiple soulmates when we come here. It's just someone that you feel like you've met before in another life, and you really hit it off right away. Um, Meow, you're a kitty, baby butt. Yeah, some of you may have gotten a new kitten and they're starting to get along, or another fur baby, and they're starting to get along. Now, that could have been one of the things that I mentioned before, that you're getting a memorial tattoo. Could have been a passing of a pet or a rainbow baby. Again, my condolences. And he's just wanting to remind me because it's Kilimanjaro. Oh, that's another message there. A lot of you could be relatable because like the video games that you play, and you're starting to find people that you want to play games with, at work, your coworkers. Like, do you play Halo? Do you play League of Legends and stuff like that? Maybe you play, Blizzard, Activision games, and you really just relate to each other. And that's so beautiful because as we get older, sometimes, not all of us, but sometimes, as we get older, we start to drift away and not have as many um, fun things, that really sparks our inner child for play. And I feel like you really are at this moment delving into play more. You're like, I've worked so hard. I deserve recognition, and not only from others, you're giving recognition to yourself. You are actually recognizing the hard work that you've done in the past. Maybe whoever I'm speaking to, in the past, when you accomplished something, you were like, well, done, check, mark that off the box, on to the next thing. But you never really, savored that moment. And you're being more mindful in savoring the moments and knowing that shared experiences amplifies that experience. As I learned when I took the class at Yale for Science of Well-being, one of the things that they taught us was when they did an experiment and they had a bunch of people eat a cupcake on their own, and then they had people eat a cupcake with another person that they didn't know, but that experience still brought serotonin. Like, when you think back on it, it gave more pleasure. And when they did the experiment again, but they did it with eating a cupcake with someone you knew, it tripled the effect. So I'm finding from that you're tripling your pleasure. You are finding things, even in the smallest of things, you are finding pleasure in it. And that is so beautiful because we are here, I believe personally, that we are here to experience pleasure. It's not just meant to be suffering. I believe that's a programming that's meant to keep us down and, stuck in the proverbial matrix. And, that's the trap, to make us think that we need to work harder. Back before, we didn't even have, well, 2-day weekends. Now, even some places in the world that I know of have 3-day weekends. Like in Scotland, I know they have 3-day weekends. You may be from there. Um, but before that, we used to work 7 days a week until they protested. So yeah, some of you may be protesters, you're activists, for like when with the condolences of someone who is missing or lost. You could be someone who speaks out for the missing and murdered indigenous women, and men, and fighting for those who don't have the voice. And you're using your platform to amplify those voices, because we don't speak for them. Of course, we are to amplify and be allies the best that we can be. Now, sometimes we may not do the greatest as we can, and that's okay. We're human, and we learn from that, and we grow and become a better ally and a better activist each and every day. um, And yeah, you could be doing a podcast. You could be having people come on and speak about things that have happened in their lives, experiences. and really delving into your personal experiences and finding things that you relate to and sharing that feeling of relief of getting through to the other side. I feel that you, like, if you're not fully in the activist, because not everyone's meant to be one in this life, we all have our different jobs and our different skills and life journeys. But I feel like a lot of you are just a hype person for your community. Like, you really clap for other people and you love seeing other people win, um, and have that growth mindset. Uh, for those who, like, maybe were scared to go, maybe your friends were scared to go to the dentist, and you going to the dentist really inspired them. So I'm finding that you doing things outside of your comfort zone, um, that's from my song. I meant to say comfort zone, but yeah, from my song from my rap from Vamperly. If you want to check it out, shameless self promotion. Yeah, you are shamelessly self promoting yourself because you know that you deserve to be advocated for as well. You're no longer shying away and finding that people will be annoyed because you're talking about yourself, which isn't the case. And if they are, then that's not the people for you. And maybe they should work on active listening. Um, But yeah, maybe you're finding other people who are neurodivergent and aren't going to be offended when you're trying to relate to them. Because I know that a lot of neurotypicals, when you try to relate to them with a relevant story, to be like, I understand your hurt and your confusion, maybe I can help you through this. Um, they tend to be a little miffed, like you're trying to one up them. Like, one-upmanship and showmanship definitely happens, and using discernment to decide which is which um, is totally up to you. They're your conversations and your responsibility, but you are taking responsibility. I find that there may be people around you who aren't taking as much responsibility as you, and that can be frustrating. But I feel like you are actively advocating for yourself, and you're not letting shit slide. Okay, you're not letting that ish hit you. Okay, some of you may be starting another channel or just don't care about being censored anymore, like on YouTube by me swearing and stuff like that. Only certain channels, if you're not famous, gets, doxxed and demonetized if you're swearing and stuff. Um, you know and that's number one reason why, even though I'm over the amount and can set myself up for the super thanks or whatever it's called on here, they get a cut of that and I get to be censored. So honestly, that doesn't float my boat. So which is why I usually ask if you wanted to donate. I'll put like a buy me a coffee link below so that you can put the certain amount that you want and it sends it to me personally, so I can get things like decks. I can save up to buy a new beat for my song. So yeah, some of you could be saving up for schooling, or buying new supplies for your art. You're getting that new canvas. You're getting the help that you need. Like, you're not afraid to help get lessons on how to write. Like for myself, uh, when I'm working on my poetry, I went to um, California Arts Institute of Arts, um, and did a poetry course and learn how to write better. You learn as you go, and we're always a work in progress. And I don't want you to feel discouraged when you feel like you're not at the standard that you set for yourself. Remember, this isn't a high vault. Well, some of you might be high vault jumpers. If you are, go, go, go. high is you go? How high can you go? How high can you go? But also like the opposite, like, some people are high vault jumpers. You may be in track and field, but some people are high jumpers, and other people are literally doing the opposite. They're like, how low can you go? Because they do the limbo. And, everyone sets the bar differently. Set the bar. So that brings to mind rap battles. A lot of you could be learning how to write more personalized for your opponents instead of just the proverbial ops that you could be for anyone, cut and paste. So you're getting more of a reaction because people are like, ooh, you telling dirt today. Ooh, they get into the nitty gritty. So yeah, so that it's relatable, that it like you're getting more of a reaction out of your opponents. Um, Mama. But yeah, some of you could be tattoo artists. Some of you are getting your own shop, uh, going to what are they called? It's not like Comic Con, but it's like uh, for ink slinging. Either way, you're an ink slinger and you're learning how to maybe delve into coloring when before you were only doing black ink, and now you're doing color ins, and you're learning how to polish your skill. Exactly. So yeah, polishing your skill. You're moving up. Maybe with saving up for school, you're going from being an apprentice first year in a trade, and you're working your way up to journeyman. And now, if you already done that, you are helping others hone in their skill and be more polished so that they aren't reliant on you. Like when I do readings and stuff, I don't want people to be reliant on me. I want them to be able to do things themselves. Of course, it's got to be an energetic exchange. And, I'm not a magic 8 ball. You can't just shake me up and get an answer whenever you want, It brings to mind Toy Story. So some of you may enjoy Toy Story, but you don't have to. But over time, Andy gave his toys on and passed the baton. So that's like giving me the idea that you are becoming a teacher. You are no longer the student has surpassed the teacher, young grasshopper. So a lot of you could be into martial arts and you've gone up a belt. Uh, you could be doing competitive now, or teaching others to do competitiveness, which is awesome. Congratulations. Good luck to everyone with all your art and everything. I want to hear about it. What are you creating? Of course, within reason, within reason. I know it's easy to keep a low profile when moving on the down low so people don't get all of the secret sauce too early, but just giving a bit of a sneak peek. A lot of you could be giving a sneak peek. But yeah, whether it's digital art, whether you're a painter, no matter what medium you work in. So if you work in mediumship as well, you could be passing on that uh, knowledge through a course, or just because you want to. Energetic exchanges and what you decide your worth. You're deciding what your worth is. So maybe you're starting to charge for your craft. Maybe before you used to do, now of course you don't have to. Maybe you're a closed practice now. You don't do commissions. But for those who I am speaking to, you're starting to charge for your work. Maybe before you felt that you weren't polished enough. Like say if you were learning how to do mix and mastery, you only worked with your own stuff because you didn't feel like you had enough knowledge to charge other people. But now you are. Like if you're a psychic medium and before you only spoke to your own guides and your own ancestors and, shamanism, and didn't do any journeys but except for yourself. And now you're doing it for others. You've done a few rounds of giving it out for free so that you can get feedback from friends and clients so that you can build up a rapport and know how much energy it takes from you so that you know how much to charge and, electric charge. What like at festivals when they have the charging stations so that you can charge your phone, or they give you like those little cards so that you can have Wi-Fi hotspot for the area if you don't have data, so that you can get some there because they have the amplifiers. So yeah, I'm really just getting overall that you are now becoming more relatable. You're charging, you're taking charge. You're really, being an advocate. You're being relatable. You're knowing your worth. Honestly, it sounds like you're having level ups on level ups on level ups. Upgrade, people, upgrades. And you deserve it. Honestly, my collective. I'm so excited. And throughout the years, it is wonderful seeing how much the energy changes. And like, it reminds me of back in the day when I had a reading done from Aphrodite, and she's like, can we skip to the part where you're awesome now? Like, you're already awesome. Can we skip to the part where you know you're awesome? And it always stuck with me. And now I do feel that, I embody that. And you are embodying your worth, your awesomeness. And that's what's making you relatable, because people are like, that person's authentic. And authentic is like the highest frequency that I know, besides love. So, when you step into your authenticity, there's it's giving me the song Clairaudiently from Superstar. Um, be the best when why be someone else when you be the best so easily? If you try and believe, my baby, you'll succeed. So you're succeeding. 222 on the clock with an 8. I'm loving it. Okay. Any more messages? But yeah, you could be goth. You could also, I do have a channel on Facebook, a page, with Nene in the Building Tarot. Nene and I have a group for Eyes in the Skies for seeing things that, anomalies and things like that. If you wanted to go check it out, I have a link below. And of course, I have a link for Vibes with the Archives with Vanna. And I really feel like a lot of you are stepping into that collaboration energy, because people at the top, either they'll go one direction, either they'll go one direction, like One Direction did. I don't know much about them, but I do know that I think it was Zeth or Zeth, something like that. One of them left and went on his own way instead of being a collaborative energy. So there's always the saying of like, it's lonely on top, but it's only lonely if you're not collaborating. If you're wanting to work on your own, then yeah, get used to being in your own energy until people are able to get there. But if you're sitting in your authenticity, then people are going to want to come through and they're going to want to work with you, and you're going to want to work with them. Collaboration is what they do on the top. Competitiveness is what they do on the bottom. So don't be a bottom. There's nothing wrong with being a bottom. But yeah. Yeah. You're the puppeteer. You're pulling your own strings. You may feel at the moment like the direction isn't clear, but there's only one direction to go, and that's the one that your heart most desires. And in this life, and if you believe in it, uh, there is no wrong way to go. It's all about having a human experience. So if you're getting choice paralysis from which is the right way and which is the wrong way, which way will do you see yourself being the most happiest? Which one do you feel will open more doors to celebration? Because there's fireworks on the other side of that column. Ooh, maybe you write a column like a vlog, or you're a journalist. That might be how you're helping activists, is by journaling and getting right down into the mouth of it all, and reporting and letting other people know, so they're no longer blinded, uh, by distortion. They're no longer distorted by um, propaganda, and like pulling that blindfold off so that they can see clearly what's going on and who's pulling the strings. You're no longer allowing other people to pull the strings for you. um, you're pulling your own. Like with Pinocchio, I got no strings to hold me down. Dun, 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 dun. Um, you're not letting people lead you. You're no longer fawning, and that might be a trauma response that you had to had as your coping mechanism in the past, and there is nothing wrong with that, and you keep yourself safe as much as you can. But I feel like you may be standing up for yourself more. You're no longer fawning and following allowing people to lead you into dangerous situations. And like with Geppetto, not Geppetto, the like whatever it was on Pinocchio, the two people who led Pinocchio to literally Epstein Island. I mean, what? Um, but like to be led away, to have the kids into like trafficking, where the kids were turned into donkeys. Um, and Pinocchio was like, I don't want to be a donkey. I don't want to be an ass. So you're not allowing other people to lead and dictate on you. You're no longer ganging up with the people who may have been rude. Like in the past, I had people who were rude, and because of my fawning and people pleasing, I didn't stand up to my friends. But standing up to your friends is even, you have a lot more bravery if you're standing up to your friends and not allowing your friends to, you know, to act a certain way, and to check them on things. Check your friend, let them know that's not okay. Let that family member know that, bigotry is not cool. And, if you need to, separate yourself from them. And I think that's what you're doing, is that you're no longer feeling pulled into obligations and tied down to family. You're becoming your own empress, and you are stepping into your own sovereignty, with the Two of Voice, Two of Swords there. Can we get another message for our collective here on today's message, please, Spirit? Guides, guardians, ancestor, for a highest good. A lot of you could be choreographers. You could do, what is it, ribbon dancing with festivals. Um, the pink moon could have been important to you, because I'm seeing that there. I think that's the earth symbol in the background, so you could be earth signs. You don't have to be, of course. I feel like you're getting recognition. Before, you used to, be okay with being a wallflower and just clapping for other people. But I feel like even though you were clapping from other people and being a wallflower, you shine so bright that it was just, you're hard to miss. And it reminds me of what my friend told me when I went to go to their show, and it warmed my heart. Um, that they were like, you are everywhere and you're always clapping for people, and I want people to clap for you too. And I notice you. So like maybe your crushes are starting to notice you. Like I'm getting the meme, notice me senpai, notice me. It's this imagery is also reminding me of kites as well. So you may be flying kites. So it's really windy outside. It would be a great day to fly a kite today. Or you're just, uh, with Mary Poppins, y'all, you popping off. Uh, it's kind of reminding me of the Step Up movies. I just did a marathon and such, so you could be getting into Juilliard, with your art. You're really polished, and your instructors are very impressed with you, and you may feel like a wallflower, but I'm letting you know that you're being noticed. Like your efforts don't go unnoticed. You shine bright. And I feel like a lot of you are being more spontaneous. Like if someone's like, "Hey, I want to go out to do this," instead of like giving it 3 business days. I know with neurodivergence, sometimes that doesn't go over so well, but I feel for some that comfort zone that you're getting out of is being more spontaneous in increments, in little doses, tipping your toes in before you dump in. And, you're like, is this the best? When you're, oh, yes, okay. Look at both of those doorways. You are the gateway, you know? You're like, is this the right decision? Is this not the right decision? You're like, whatever. I'm just making a decision. And if it's not the best one, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right? Right. You're crossing that bridge when you get to it, and you're handling it with such finesse. You are a multifaceted person, and you were meant to be here, my galactic beings. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you at being more discerning. You're being relatable. You got upgrades on upgrades. People want to have matching tattoos with you. That's awesome. That's amazing. I love that. And for the person who did, I can't remember your username at this time, who said that they wanted to get matching tattoos of the goth bunny, you're so badass. I love that. Um, so, yes, everyone, thank you for coming through and talking with me. I would love to stay a little bit longer, but I do have rap night tonight, and I want to make sure that I'm at my best. So, remember to eat, hydrate, rest, and of course, have fun, favored ones. Bye.